This car reminds me of a time when I was younger, when the world was a different place and we didn't have so many rules. Life was a little bit more binary, black and white. That's why I love it. This is a Lancia Delta Integrale Evolution 2, made in 1994, and one of the last of its kind to be made. The reason I wanted an Integrale was because of its success in rallying. I was lucky enough to see a Martini Integrale in Italy, and from then on I always fancied one. It's taken me quite some time to get one. The first car I had was a Mini. It was a Mini Clubman Estate, which was useful for fitting golf clubs in the back. And I now have a Mini as well, a 1973 Innocenti Cooper Export. And in the middle I've had a number of other cars, but generally my preference for cars are small, light and dynamically efficient cars. The Lancia has a 1995cc four-cylinder turbocharged engine. Its increased rigidity has led to a much larger bonnet space. Now, it's not the engine as such that's requiring the bigger bonnet. It's because you've got two big turrets for the springs and the shock absorbers. The wheels on it are very comfortable, 16-inch original wheels. Inside, everything is made of the cheapest possible plastic that rattles at any opportunity. And again, you have to see this as part of the car's character. The seats are lovely. They're Recaro seats, Alcantara covered. Slight tendency to wear, so make sure you get in and out carefully. But very, very supportive. And they need to be, because when you go around a corner, you otherwise would end up on the passenger seat. This is an old car. It's 20 years old, and it's Italian, and it has a lot of electrics in it. So let's be clear, things do go wrong. For the moment, the heater doesn't work, and I'm sure next week something else won't work. You don't love it because it's perfect. You love it in a way because it has what people call character. It makes you feel young driving this car, a little bit. I mean, that's not to say young people can't drive it, but if you remember what it was like in the 80s to drive, and some of the cars that you had in those days, 205 GTI was one I had as well. I mean, the experience is much more primal, if you will, and it's just fun. It is an amazing car to drive, and you have to drive it in a particular way where you keep the revs at a certain level. You have to get the gear changes right, and you have to keep the revs above 3,000 revs. You keep the turbo on overboost. Otherwise, it doesn't work. When it works, it's fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. And the clever differential, which is I think 53% rear, 47% front, makes coming out of corners like nothing else. So you will be able to keep up and pass modern traffic. If someone wanted to buy an Integrale, I would encourage them to do so. I would encourage them to save up enough money to spend on it to get it right. It's not necessarily the cheapest thing to keep running, but I would encourage them to do so because they won't find that experience anywhere else. On a sunny day, or even when it's icy or snowing, there's no better car to take out to do a run for half an hour or an hour. It is always able to put a smile on your face, and you can't drive it without grinning, frankly. I would consider selling it. Why wouldn't you consider selling it? I think, after all, it's a car. But not yet.